Hey! We are so back. If you're watching this, I hope you had a happy new year. Jesus Christ loves you. But I'm not going to waste anybody's time. Let's get right into the nitty gritty. Now, for those of you guys that do not know this, the NFL playoffs are coming up soon. For those of y'all that don't know this about me, not only am I an avid football fan, I've been a fan ever since Cam Newton was getting his thing on, I am also a former football player. And I was okay.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Because Jordan never did that move.
We're not going to talk about that. But I will say, I do enjoy football, everything about it. So this video, I'm going to be going through the playoff matches, saying my personal opinion, and then we're going to make a prediction at the end of who is going to go to the Super Bowl and who's going to win. Now, before we get into it, I just want to put some stuff out there. There are some people who are wondering who the worst team in the playoffs is. And a lot of y'all might say the Panthers, and I can see why y'all would say the Panthers. We're 8-9, we're somehow hosting a home game, and Bryce Young might not be able to perform under pressure. However, I raised the Chargers. The Chargers have a non-existent offensive line. Justin Herbert is barely holding on, and I just don't think that the Chargers would be able to get it done. And if we were to have a poverty bowl instead of a Super Bowl, and it was the Panthers versus the Chargers, the Panthers would unironically whoop the Los Angeles Chargers. And I'm standing on that. First things first, we got AFC, Houston Texans versus Pittsburgh. Now, I will say, although the Houston Texans don't have the best record of performing well in the playoffs, in the same breath, I can still say they have the best defense in the NFL. Right? That, coupled with the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers are being led by a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, they're going to be desperate to get that ball out because they don't want Aaron Rodgers getting sacked. With that being said, go ahead and give me the Houston Texans. It just makes the most sense, and I think it's the most logical option. Next things next, we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Don't get me wrong, Trevor Lawrence is a stud, clean, plays good, plays cut, but everything Trevor Lawrence does, Josh Allen just seems to do better. There's a reason. There is a reason they call Josh Allen the Winter Soldier. There's a valid reason why they call Josh Allen the Winter Soldier. Am I right or am I right? Now, season-wise, I'll also say the Jacksonville Jaguars have been the better team, but they don't have the experience in the playoffs that the Buffalo Bills have, especially not Josh Allen, so I'm going to have to go with Josh Allen on this one. Oh, and by the way, the Los Angeles Chargers are not beating the Patriots. Drake May, a potential MVP, a young MVP, being led with a strong offensive line and a good-ish wide receiver core, you don't even got to tell me twice. I got the Patriots immediately. I just can't see the Los Angeles Chargers winning, especially not in this AFC bracket. Give me the Patriots with quickness. So that leaves us with Buffalo Bills versus the first round seed, the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix and his team of the Denver Broncos are frauds. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care if you're a Broncos fan. I don't care what y'all say. The Denver Broncos could barely beat a battered and bruised Chiefs team with Chris Oladokun leading them. And Chris Oladokun isn't bad, but compared to Patrick Mahomes and the best of the Chiefs core, they was definitely struggling. The fact that they just barely beat them tells me everything I need to know that the Broncos are frauds. The Broncos are pretenders, and in this game against Buffalo, I can see the Broncos proving that they're pretenders. So give me the Buffalo Bills. Next up, we got the Houston Texans versus the Patriots. This game is basically the best offense versus the best defense. Don't get me wrong. Drake May could definitely get it done, but he's inexperienced compared to CJ Stroud. And I think that inexperience is going to be what cripples the Patriots going into this game against the Texans. So with that being said, and their overwhelming defense, I actually have the Texans. And finally, my predicted AFC Championship, I'm honestly going to cover Houston versus Buffalo Bills. They just make sense. Josh Allen's been here before. Josh Allen's gotten here before. There's no Chiefs to stop him. And CJ Stroud has the best defense in the league at his disposal. And although it's all going to come down to if CJ Stroud can perform, which he doesn't have the best history of doing so, the defense is just that overwhelmingly much better. With that being said, go ahead and give me the Houston Texans going on to the Super Bowl. Next, we got the NFC. Now, y'all know me. I am a Carolina Panthers fan. I was there for Cam Newton. I'm going to be there for Bryce Young. But in the same breath, I also have to say, the Rams are no slouches when it comes to the Super Bowl. And they've recently won one with Matthew Stafford leading them. I'm not saying that the Rams can't perform, and I'm also not saying that the Panthers are a bad team. I'm saying that last time I checked, we did put the Rams on their backs. I'm not going to lie. Can we do it again? I have no idea. I hope we can, but I don't think we'll be able to pull it off, because this is the Matthew Stafford Rams we're talking about, the same team that won the Super Bowl a few years ago. With that being said, give me the Los Angeles Rams moving on to the next round. Next up, we got the San Francisco 49ers versus the former Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. The San Francisco 49ers are badly, and I mean badly, injured. This team is basically all second strings, but the Philadelphia Eagles are frauds and they're pretenders. And I think that the San Francisco 49ers are going to put the Philadelphia Eagles on fraud watch in this game, and I think the 49ers are going to come out on top. And last but not least, the Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Chargers. Now look, I know it's the Chicago Bears we're talking about, but if you think that a badly injured Green Bay Packers team with no Micah Parsons is going to beat the Chicago Bears, I'm not giving it to you. Zero ball knowledge at all. Chicago Bears, easy victory. I'm calling it. All right, now we're down to the 4 semifinalists. The Chicago Bears and the LA Rams, in my personal prediction, versus the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers, in my personal prediction. First off, the Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers. The Seattle Seahawks are the best team in the league right now. Whoever ends up facing them in the playoffs is going to have to go to their home stadium with the atmospheric pressure of a lifetime. I don't think any team, especially not Brock Purdy and his badly injured 49ers, I don't think any team can pull that off. So I'm actually going to take the Seattle Seahawks for this one. Now, the LA Rams and the Chicago Bears. I don't think the LA Rams are that bad. I also don't think that the Chicago Bears are that bad. Now, I was talking with some people on a TikTok live about this exact same thing. My thing with the Chicago Bears is that teams that have been trash for a long time and just suddenly get good out of nowhere, 9 times out of 10 usually end up being one of the best teams in the league. And we can't just ignore that. That's historically true. Happened with the Panthers, my team, back in 2015 when Cam Newton was going crazy. And it happened with the New Orleans Saints a few years before that. And it happened with the Atlanta Falcons that one year they took the Patriots to the Super Bowl. Now, do I think the Los Angeles Rams are slouches? No. But I do think that when it comes to things that matter the most, Matthew Stafford, more often than not, tends to choke. So give me the Chicago Bears in an unknown upset. And finally, for my final prediction of this one, we got the Seattle Seahawks versus the Chicago Bears. I just want to say this matchup would be a good matchup. And as much as I want to give it to the Seahawks, I just can't see the Seattle Seahawks making it all the way. Yes, they are the 1 seed. Yes, they are contenders. But the 1 seed curse is always active. The 1 seed curse is always there. And I think the 1 seed curse is going to put the Seattle Seahawks to bed against the Chicago Bears. Y'all can say I don't know ball all you want, but give me the Chicago Bears in the NFC North Championship. With that being said, my projected Super Bowl is going to be the Houston Texans versus the Chicago Bears. And I think it's going to be a pretty good matchup. I think it's going to make sense. I think both teams have a lot to do. I think both teams came up a long way from recent years. And at the end of the day, I'm going to give it to the Texans. I have the Texans winning the entire thing. I have the Chicago Bears winning the entire NFC. And I have the Houston Texans going to the Super Bowl and beating the Chicago Bears. Well, there you have it. Those are my predictions for the next upcoming Super Bowl, and they're my predictions for what I want to happen in the playoffs. If you enjoyed that, please leave a like and subscribe, and you want to watch me more, please leave a like and subscribe too. With that being said, God bless.
Stay down, came up, God made a way.